So I want to share with you something that I think might be really, really good, but at the same time, really potentially bad. And the reason why I say this is because I've been doing this for a while, specifically doing videos on an Activision game called Call of Duty. Well, today, another Activision game, well, technically an Xbox game, came to light by the name of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4 Remastered, and they have a reveal trailer for it. Now, it has copyrighted music, so I can't show you, and oddly, I'm showing you on PlayStation's channel, but I'm going to mute it here. And this is the thing. This trailer looks really, really amazing. And particularly if you didn't know this, I used to love skateboarding and love the Tony Hawk games. My personal favorite is Underground, but 4 is kind of what started to push the envelope forward in these kind of areas that the skate parks were in, and story and missions that you could do inside these areas as well. So the zoo, I believe, was the one that I remember the most, but I'm looking forward to seeing where this game's going moving forward. But there's something at the very end of this trailer that has me worried. And the crazy part is everyone that I've seen talked about it is actually really, really excited for it. But I'm curious what your thoughts on all of this will be once we get to that. Now, first things first, the game looks incredible. Like the view of it, like the way that the visuals actually are, looks like a real improvement on what the original game was, and kind of leans more into like the amazing music, the amazing soundtrack of the game, as well as the great gameplay that is a super arcadey version of a skateboarding game, unlike the skate games. And they really do show off how arcadey it is going to be throughout this trailer, which I will say, up until this point, when I got to this point in the trailer, I'm like, I'm sold. I will be playing the crap out of this. And then they show you like this skate park here, and I'm like, yeah, this looks absolutely amazing. And again, this type of games bring me back to the day. But in typical Activision fashion, at the end, they gotta give you the pre-order bonus. So, early access, receive the game 3 days early on July the 8th, 2025. So July, with the full launch on July 11th. I believe it is Game Pass, but we'll come back to that in a minute once we go to the website. And as you can see, if we go back, if you get the Digital Deluxe Edition, which the cover art for this is really cool, I will go to that. You get a Doom Slayer skater, the Revenant skater, so both, as you can see, related to Doom, which is another game that is coming this year, which honestly is pretty damn cool. Like all of this, even you get like a hoverboard in-game, as well as a bunch of decks, in-game music, which we know the Doom music is absolutely incredible. So like the kind of Xbox crossover that we've come to know and not so much love within Call of Duty. The problem is what does this mean moving forward? Because this is like quite literally the window that we always see at the end of a Call of Duty trailer for pre-order bonuses, which eventually lead to a bunch of microtransactions. And are you okay if they add in a bunch of characters who you can play as, like for example, Master Chief, or a Call of like take Ghost or Price from Call of Duty, throw them into Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and you have to pay for them? Are we okay with that? Are we not okay with that? I don't know. I don't know the answer to this, and we might be. We really might be, but they're going to go wild with it because this is the same type of property that we know. Now, let's go check out the website, because the website has a little bit more information. Now, it says here, available on July 11th, available pre-order for on Xbox Series X, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Steam, Battle.net, Microsoft PC Store, and Nintendo Switch as well, which is pretty cool. Available July 11th. As you can see here, we got the parks, which we can kind of skim through. We got skaters, and we got the modes. Let your creativity shine in an expanded create a skater and create a park modes. Compete against your friends in the new Hawk mode to prove who's the better pro. Then we have the two versions. Now, first of all, this is just the base version, as you can see here. It says drop into new parks, tear it up across timeless classics for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. Reunite with a crew with cross-platform online multiplayer. That's cool that they have cross-platform. Create custom goals and expanded Create a Park. Then we have our Digital Deluxe. This is where you get the Doom Slayer pre-purchase, receive 3 days early, access to Foundry demo, which I guess is one of the new maps, wireframe Tony shader. Now, what's interesting here is it doesn't say whether it is first on Game Pass on day one or not, which is kind of interesting. I'm going to have to look that up. But as you can see here, this cover is really, really sweet. You have the Doom mask, digital deluxe edition, and I'm all for it. I'm all for the crossover. I'm all for them getting their money and selling it, but it just worries me because I know how bad these things can get, specifically under Activision. Now, this is the actual, I'm going to have to mute this one because, again, copyrighted music in these Tony Hawk games, but this is where it actually like shows the characters you can play as here, which honestly look pretty sweet, especially when you get to like the Doom character. I don't know where they actually got this gameplay from because I couldn't seem to see it, but I must say it looks pretty good. And that's him using the hoverboard there, and that, I believe this is the Foundry map as well, which pretty damn cool. So again, I'm all for these kind of things. It's just when it gets egregious, and I have a feeling over the next coming days, weeks, and months, there's going to be more characters that cross over. There's going to be more of this because, as we know, Activision loves their microtransactions, and Xbox acquired Activision, and we know what that's all about. Now, before we go, I do want to look up a couple things as I talk here. Is it day one Game Pass? That is one thing I want to know. Okay, so this is Xbox Wire. Let's go over here. This one says Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 returns on July 11th. Launches for Xbox Series X and X, Xbox One, Battle.net, PC, Windows, Steam, blah, blah, blah. This new game is faithfully remade from the ground up, adding all new skaters. Pre-order today to get it early. It doesn't say anything about Game Pass. This breaks down like the water park, pre-order for early access, $69.99 from Activision Publishing. But nothing about Game Pass. I find that very interesting. So this is on the Xbox channel.
Play it day one with Game Pass.
There it is. Okay, that answers my question. So they'll probably do what they did with Avowed, where you basically can spend like an extra $20 on top of your Game Pass subscription to kind of get access to this early. So what are my thoughts on this? Let me just go and pull back up the trailer one more time, and let me play it in the background as I give you my final opinions on this. So first things first, I think the trailer looks really good. I love the Tony Hawk games, and I can't wait until they do this with Underground 1 and 2, because those, I think, changed the way these games were done. Like the open world games, storytelling, the narrative of your character. I think sports games to this day need to do that better, and Tony Hawk Underground did that and told you the story of your rising character learning to be a pro skater, and I loved that back in the day. So I'm looking forward to that when that inevitably happens. I think the gameplay looks great. I think it'll probably run pretty well like the old game remastered. The worrisome part is twofold. First of all, it is a day one Game Pass, so that's how I'll be playing it. But outside of Game Pass, it's a $69.99 game. There's pre-order bonuses for a remastered game. You know full well there's not just going to be a Doom guy. You know full well that they're not just going to end at one crossover and there's going to be microtransactions. And I don't know how people are going to feel about that. Personally, it's easy for me. I just won't be buying them. Maybe I spend the money to play early, just so I can get some videos out on the game. But at the same time, I will not be buying any microtransactions for this game, because I don't see them going full live service with Battle Pass or anything like that. But when you see this at the end of an Activision trailer, you know what they're getting at. You know it. Also, this is another one of the skins that you get for the early access, which honestly is pretty cool. I'll move my head to the other side, but yeah, you know they're gonna go wild with it. You know that we all know where it's going. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think. I think it looks great, but it worries me.